Yo, what is up, all you awesome magic wizards, wildlings, and wild beasts out there? It's your boy Big Cat here. You know what? We're gonna open one more box of Dominaria United Set Boosters. It's an interesting time in the world of Magic. Lots of product on the market. Hasbro missing earnings. They're basically accusing us of all being too price sensitive, and I'm like, I'm doing what I can. I'm opening and buying so many cards. I love Magic right now, but I know it's a hard time out there for a lot of people too. I mean, man, financially the markets are doing rough. Things aren't going good. Oh boy, this is a tough one. Bear with me. But yeah, anyways, I mean, we're not giving up. We're onward and upward, baby. Magic is awesome right now. We're feeling good about it. I personally am really excited that, well, this might be weird. All right. While I try to like open this, I'll go into this thought. When they announced the next few sets of Magic, I was very excited. It sounds like great choices. I mean, we've got Dominaria and Brothers Wars coming out, and then we're gonna have Phyrexia all as one, and a big finale there next year. Sounds great. Sounds like we're gonna see a lot of stuff. We want to see the return. You know, there's been some leaks online. Poison might be coming back. This new ability, Toxic, Proliferate, looks like it's coming back as well. And then we're headed off to Eldraine and Ixalan together. Great. Those sound like awesome sets as well. Meanwhile, you know, Wizards has just loaded the sets this year. I mean, I was just trying to go back and think about, you know, in the year of 2022, we started out with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, great set, followed up by Capenna, which, you know, was a little bit of a, oh my gosh, I can't open anything tonight. Capenna was a little bit of a slow burn for a lot of people, I think. But honestly, it's got some great cards in it and some fun stuff. We'll just fly through these, you know, as usual. But what was really interesting, oh, a couple rares there, foil. And we got a list slot, a little wooden stake from old Innistrad there. Anyhow, you know, we had Capenna after Kamigawa, and then we went to Baldur's Gate, and right after that, like a month later, wasn't it? It was very close. Was Double Masters, probably set of the year. Set was phenomenal. And then we had Double Masters into Dominaria, Infinity, Warhammer, and now here we are with Burrow. So, I mean, look at that. What was that, like 10 sets released this year? Something like that? I mean, that's a lot of product, and so I think it's hard for everybody to keep up. And for a while, I was just wondering, I was like, man, is Magic doing so well that it can handle this? That it can handle just hit huge drops of product? I mean, when you think about was still, I mean, Modern Horizons 2 was still in print. You had the two Innistrad sets from the year prior still in print. Or I guess they had been out of print. Ooh, Dahada, nice little mythic. We'll make a little pile for our mythics. And another rare. And, you know, so they were just, I mean, there was a lot of Magic in circulation. I know sometimes people get a little worried and they start talking about, oh, it's, we're going to see, you know, a glut or a crash or too much, but I think we have. I mean, I think at the same time, you know, Wizards sent a price increase across the whole pricing structure. We've seen this big product diversity of set, draft, and collectors for almost every product. There's more types of every card coming out. Vidalian Hexcatcher, ooh, foil Relic of Legends. That's fetching a few dollars these days. That's a goodie. So we've just seen, all my tokens are face down. Anyways, so we've just seen like them really interact with the market heavily this year. They've really put a lot on it and kind of tested what it could bear. And it sounds like they kind of have found what that capacity is, lovely land. And so now we're going to see kind of a reel back. What makes me interested in that is that, you know, they obviously have these big plans. We're going into the 30th anniversary. No, I don't think Magic's dying. It's probably just due for an adjustment. And that's an interesting thing to come at a time when they have very high ambition, high significance sets on the horizon. I mean, if, you know, Elish Norn, seeing Mishra and Urza, I mean, there's going to be some important cards here. It's hard to picture that it won't. I mean, we've already seen it. They put Lily in this set. They have a new Sheoldred, and her price is just doing exceptionally well. So, ooh, Man, Pentarch Paladin. I haven't seen this guy in a long time, since Time Spiral. Choose a color, destroy target permanent that color. Man, they don't make stuff like this anymore. That type of color housing, pretty cool, pretty cool. So I'm really interested to see, to me, next year, the market readjusting, also when you couple that with the overall economic state, and for us, those people who are interested in, not only opening some cards, but definitely collecting and holding boxes. I try to hold as much sealed product as I can, in addition to what I'm creating my overall like opened singles position. And I think we're at a very interesting time. We're going to see some changes. The market will adjust to this price change. Unfortunately, if you're hoping that, they're going to have to respond to that. But the other thing we've seen is with them dumping prices in the secondary market, I think what might get hurt is pre-ordering. Beautiful signature on that. Justine Career is very nice. I mean, even me, it's put me in the position where normally you used to pre-order, lock it in, you'd see a little dip, but you could secure a pretty good price if you order early. I'm not sure that that's going to be the case. We're seeing kind of back like we did with Crimson Vow and whatnot, kind of a adjustment in the market where after the set comes out, draft boxes are not holding well in general. Set boosters seem to be doing pretty good. The list does a lot to help that, and the collectability of some of the special stuff you can find. Collectors, it's kind of a mixed bag. It really is highly dependent. Ooh, nice mythic number 2, Defiler of Dreams. Oh, it's not a mythic. What am I talking about? We're just seeing some very interesting shifts in how the product life cycle performs over time. And I think that's going to make an interesting time. Now, again, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, boy, I don't think Magic's going to die in its 30th year, and I really hope not. But I also hope that, at Hasbro, particularly, they're understanding where they can push, and they're going to respond to the fact that they can push a little too hard and it'll be bad. Ooh, Teferi's Veil. Whenever a creature you control attacks, it phases out at the end of combat. Really interesting. Man, Weatherlight. Pretty cool. So, it's going to be an interesting time to see. And what's more interesting is that, I'd imagine by the time, I'd suspect, not that I have anything more than just the ability to observe and the most tenuous marginal elementary grasp on finance, but I would say I would expect Shadow Ray Priest, very nice. Oh, Sengir Connoisseur. I think I would suspect that the market correction period that we're going through will probably start to solidify and smooth out, and things will probably start feeling a little better again. Q2, Q3 next year, optimistically. Q1 might be early. Let's see how, Black Friday goes and the markets get a little kick, but, we'll have an election behind us. Oh, another mythical Solkanar. We'll have an election behind us. We'll have a Black Friday spending period behind us. We'll have a holiday. People are getting back to work. It'll be a new fiscal year. Things will probably readjust. I would hope in that time that rather than the market feeling pressured, Wizards does the same thing. Print runs go down, circulation goes down, the market starts to find, I guess, syncopation with what the initial pricing is. Oh, a couple rares here. Triple rare pack. There we go, kids. Little Temporal Firestorm and foil. Ominous Seas. Whenever you draw a card, you may put a Force Shadow counter on it. Remove 8. Create an 8/8 blue. And you don't sacrifice this. Interesting little card. That's not too bad. Boy, if you have a lot of singular card draw triggers, you can pump out a few tokens from that pretty quickly. Interesting little Ikoria rare. I didn't pay attention to it. So, anyways, just saying, I think, what my plan is over the next few sets is definitely going into Brothers and going to acquire that. I don't know if I'm going to go as heavy as I did on Dominaria United. I really like Dominaria United. I'm really happy with that. I went really big on this set. In some ways, I've kind of looked back and said maybe I over, but whatever. Over's relative. We're going to hold on to this stuff for a long time, so it is what it is. But I'm interested to see what happens, bro, with these serialized cards. I think that could be really cool. The one thing I think is interesting, and I'll say because it does affect this set, with how many variations they've started to put on cards in the recent years, I'm really curious because, to me, I don't think the etched market, the textured market, has really even, oh, another mythic, has really even had a chance to really form. Pricing on those types of cards seems to be spotty at best. It's kind of just dipping it out there, but it just doesn't feel well established enough to have like a ratio that we know consistently represents that level of rarity yet, and also that those rarities seem to fluctuate a little bit in some product. Like, let's be real, the collector's boxes, Savitri Scarzam foil etched, I've opened so many of that card, and yes, it's an etched commander mythic, but it's abundant. It's Robaran Mercenaries in the non-full art, so not from the commander deck, and foil. That's kind of cool. It's interesting to me. I'm not sure what to make of etched, and I think what I would almost hope is that some of these treatments take a break for a while. You know what I mean? Like, I think the etched market has a chance to be stronger when in the future it's just not as common. It's harder to get an etched card. Cosmic Epiphany, cool. Ivy, Gleeful Spell Feast, and a Prayer of Binding. I just think that there's going to be something nice when an etched card is really special. And when they were first introduced to me, I thought they were so cool, and I was like, boy, these feel like, one tier up on foil. I'm not sure if I feel the same way about it right now. It's used in a different way, and foil's kind of gotten some of the joy of foil is removed so far. Man, Keldon Flamesage and a foil Jared Carthalion. Boy, the Commander Planeswalkers, we've opened 3. Oh, he's a little dinged up right there in the corner, but foiling nonetheless. That's cool. Oh, Search the City. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. Whenever you play a card with the same name as one of the exiled cards, you may put one of those cards with that name into its owner's hand. Then if there are no cards exiled with Search the City, sacrifice it. If you do, take an extra turn. Cool. Can't use it in Commander, I guess, unless you get real creative and start changing card names. But interesting. Search the City, huh? So, anyways, I'm interested to see what the next year Magic brings. I hope that we see what I think we're looking at here is that, like, there will be special treatments in each set, like kind of a signature treatment, but not everything everywhere all at once. I think that will just start to really dilute what's going on with the cards. And a couple other things I would say is every box product should have a box topper. And, I'm not saying it has to be a certain great level of card, but I'll just say, Dominaria United, great cards in the set, love opening it, great treatment, probably the most underwhelming box topper that's, temporary lockdown, excuse me, temporary, a very underwhelming box topper, but at least there is one. I think in the future, that's just a great idea. It encourages people to buy cards and boxes and open the product. It really does. It adds like this little treasure. I think stuff like they've done with the Ikoria sets, the Expeditions, original Zendikar, like those are the best. Obviously, they should really consider how to do something special like that once or twice a year. Ooh, Plaza of Heroes as well. Caves of Koilos. I think that helps the game a lot. I think they've done great stuff with the list. I think they just keep tweaking that, and it's a great marketing exposure piece inside. You buy, you're just getting into the game, or you buy some cards from a new set, you see a card that's nostalgic, or a card that's from a set you've never heard of, or cards that share a similar theme in a different interaction. I think that's a great way to get people more exposed to the broader world of cards, now that there are so gosh darn many. Jaya. And a foil, Mikhail the Second. He's a Russian merfolk. I'm just hopeful that Wizards is taking a lot of good information in, and that really, I think Wizards is great at information they've always interacted with as well. I'm hopeful that Hasbro understands that Wizards can deal with that without strictly, again, not to say, they're strictly pushing profitability. Every company is. Every company has an army of people going in every day and saying, how does this make more money, not less? But, Clutch of the Undercity, that's a classic, man. Transmute. What a goodly busted ability. I just hope that Hasbro understands what the feedback they're getting from the audience, and that by and large, I mean, it's not general all bad. It's just that, like, if there's too much Magic for us to buy, we can't buy it all. Like, let's just be real. If there's just too much Magic to buy and you flood the market, it can kill the game in a different way. I mean, not kill it, but definitely put pressure on it. And at a time when, by and large, I mean, there's not other significant problems with the game, it'd be great if they, you know, just respected that feedback and kept us going together. Because I think, you know, I'd love for Magic's 30th year to be one of its strongest, not one of its weakest. You know, not a downturn, but a continued upturn. And at a time when, you know, Magic's in a really unique spot. It's a paper, physical product. They have other competing IPs. The card game market's doing healthy. There's some newcomers to the market that are holding in there. You know, Pokemon's doing great. Flesh and Blood, MetaZoo, Weiss, the Final Fantasy TCG. I mean, the market overall is doing pretty good. And, you know, Disney's entering next year sometime. So hopefully for Magic, it's doing strong, because right now there's a lot of options that if you're interested in this concept of collectible cards, wanting something to do socially, there's plenty of alternatives to jump over to. And if Magic brought you in, it's not hard to migrate. I mean, there's a lot of good out there. So, oh, nice Karn, little Namada, little Karn, little foil Crystal Grotto, and 1,000 wins, huh? What is this? Dragons of Tarkir? Or dual decks something? Flying Morph for 7. When it's turned face up, return all other tapped creatures to their owner's hands. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, that's just some thoughts on Magic in general. Otherwise, I mean, I'm excited to go into the holiday season on Brothers War, and I'm excited for the Horizon. I think Double Masters into Dominaria really set this cool foundation of Magic looking to its past, and now I'm ready to look to the future. And I think what's going to be the coolest about the Phyrexia Rising set, to start the calendar year with that, is kind of this huge finale to put together, put to bed like the last great plot thread of Magic. Moonhold. Interesting card. I think that sees some occasional commander player. Target player can't play lands if it was red. Target player can't cast creature charge white. Man, that's a mean little card. Yeah, I'm just hopeful that they put that to bed, and then we start going to some new places and new IP, and Magic keeps finding itself. You know, I'm excited about sequential cards. Very sick art. Man, look at that. That's fantastic. I'm really excited about sequential cards. I'm really excited that they're finding cool ways to interact with. Ooh, going out on a banger, kids. Lady Lily, love to see ya. And a foil Maria, very nice. Yeah, I'm just optimistic. And boy, sorry, I almost dropped the camera 3 times in this video, you guys. Very sloppy. But boy, look at that. 6 mythics, 4 of them planeswalkers, and 1's a duplicate in foil. Commander planeswalkers ruling the roost. Oh, we pulled a Karn too. What did I do? Putting them over here. I'm silly. So 7 mythics on our box. Pretty good on rate. All but 1 is a planeswalker. We really ran the gamut there. I guess a Johnny was the only planeswalker we didn't pull from this set. Let's check through here. Some lands. We're going to sort those later. Dude, Relic of Legends. Keep your eyes out, kids. This card is going up. 5-color Joe to Humans is entering standard. That might even end up being a modern deck. And this is also a commander card. So keep an eye out. Relic of Legends. It's a good card. Yeah, anyways, just some ramblings, just another box of Dominaria set, and getting ready to wrap the year. You know, Bro's right around the corner, guys. We're gonna have more Collectors Boosters videos every day. If you subscribe, you can check my shorts. There's some fun stuff always popping up in there. Yeah, and then as we get to the end of the year, getting ready, some Infinity coming up, Bro coming up, and then who knows, around Christmas, I think I've got something interesting I want to bring to you guys in the audience. So otherwise, stay safe, stay warm, be ready for an awesome end of the year. Things are going to start getting better here, and before you know it, we're going to be just worried about all new things and forgotten all the troubles of today. Love y'all. Peace.